let's start with the QI Researcher, CEO and Chief Strategist, Danielle DiMartino Booth. Just your initial thoughts, right? One dissent. Miran, he hit the ground running.
He did hit the ground running, but I think it's even more apparent, though, that the other members of the Federal Open Market Committee decided to be a unified front against Miran, because we know that we've seen appreciably weaker job market data and that we should have seen Michelle Bowman and Waller dissent with him, and yet we didn't. So I think this might have been an us against him type of situation here. I can only imagine how awkward this meeting was.
I'm going to get more later on into the nuances of the palace intrigue, if you will. But let's talk about a dovish 25 basis point cut versus a bearish 25 basis point cut. We know that the markets usually trade much higher, right, when there's a rate cut without recessions and they start, and when there's not. How do we know? How do you determine what's a dovish? JP Morgan said if it was a dovish, we go up. If it was bearish, we go down.
Well, I think the fact that Fed officials do not see inflation coming down anytime soon, according to the dot plot, we'll have to study that in a few minutes, but I think that indicates that this was a hawkish 25 basis point cut. All right.
Speaking of a dot plot, now this is a Bank of America, right? This is what they anticipated here. And sort of to your point, Bowman and Miran, not Miran, Bowman and Waller, you know, just, I don't know. There's some intrigue there, right?
There's real intrigue
no doubt
there,
about that.
I'm telling you.
Right. So you got Miran down here, but he was down here by himself, right? They didn't anticipate that. So already what people thought was going to be the dot plot isn't the dot plot.
Yep. And I think, you know, there was an open plea for Kevin Hassett a few days ago from his colleagues saying, don't take the position, even if offered the position by President Trump, to replace Jay Powell because you don't want to be seen as a political patsy. I think that the committee today basically said, you didn't actually join our board for more than just a few months. You're going back to your job in the administration, so we're going to stand united as a Federal Open Market Committee against you. Just my thoughts.
So Lawrence talked about mortgage-backed securities. The runoff still there. A lot of controversy there with respect to what's going to the housing market. The balance sheet has come down. What would you like to see with the Fed balance sheet?
Actually, Charles, I want to see the Fed get out of what we call credit easing. Economists call credit easing when you're targeting one specific area of the economy. I want to see them, as they laid the plans out, get rid of all their mortgage-backed securities through the end of 2035. And that's why I think they're maintaining that level of roll-off. Again, that we're seeing in treasuries is down to just $5 billion a month.
Right, $5 billion a month, but $35 billion still with mortgage-backed securities.
Yep, and that will provide no relief to the mortgage market.
I mean, and that again is a shocker. So now with this setup, Jay Powell stepping to the mic in less than half an hour. Does this give him a little bit more pep in his step, that maybe everyone's behind him and not with President Trump? Yes,
he is definitely going to have a very rare smile on his face because he doesn't normally emote, Charles. So it'll be really exciting to see him, you know, fend off questions about Lisa Cook, fend off questions about Miran. He'll say that's in the hands of the Supreme Court, and the other is in the hands of Congress, and move on and ask me about monetary policy and nothing else.
All right, Danielle, hang around. I'm going to need your help. We're going to need your help once the call starts.